Good morning, friends. Myself Kedar Badeka, and today I'm taking your 26th lecture of Basics of Industrial Engineering. In the last series of the lecture, we start the new chapter from your syllabus, which is about the chapter number 5, which is Industrial Legislations. So, from the industrial legislations in yesterday's lecture, we try to understand about the Factories Act 1948. So, in today's lecture, we also try to understand the another two legislations for the industries, which is about the Industrial Dispute Act 1947. So, let's start the discussions over the Industrial Dispute Act. So, as per the sections 2K of Industrial Dispute Act 1947, the industrial dispute is defined as any dispute or the difference between the employers and the employees are employers and between the employers and the workmen's or between the workmen and between the workmen which connect with the employments or the non-employments or the terms which is employment or with the conditions of the labor of any persons. तो ये एक्ट जो है जो डिस्प्यूट होता है जो मतभेद होता है एम्प्लॉय के बीच और एम्प्लॉयर और एम्प्लॉयज़ के बीच वर्कमैन और वर्कमैन के बीच इसके साथ किस तरीके से इस कंडीशन में डील किया जा सकता है इसके बारे में हमें बताता है. इसके क्या ऑब्जेक्टिव्स है? द प्रमोशंस ऑफ द मेजर for securing and preserving the amities and the good relationship between the employers and the workers, the investigations and the settlement of industrial disputes. इसके क्या ऑब्जेक्टिव्स है? तो कि आप किसी न तरीके से इन्वेस्टिगेशंस और सेटलमेंट कैसे किया जा सकता है इस इंडस्ट्रियल डिस्प्यूट का, इसके एक बड़े ऑब्जेक्टिव्स है. द प्रिवेंशंस ऑफ इलीगल स्ट्राइक्स एंड लॉकआउट्स. द प्रिवेंशंस ऑफ इलीगल स्ट्राइक्स एंड लॉकआउट, किस तरीके से प्रिवेंशन किया जा सकता है एक इलीगल स्ट्राइक्स का, लॉकआउट्स का. द रिलीफ टू द वर्कमेंस इन द मैटर ऑफ द ले ऑफ एंड द रिट्रेचमेंट्स, किस तरीके से किसको एक वर्कमैन को एक तरीके से रिलीफ दी जा सकती है जैसे ले ऑफ हो गया और रिट्रेचमेंट्स में. द प्रमोशंस ऑफ द कलेक्टिव बार्गेनिंग, बार्गेनिंग जो है प्रमोशंस के अंदर जो एक होती है, ये सारे जो इश्यूज क्रिएट होते हैं ऐसे, ये सारे इश्यूज में ये इंडस्ट्रियल डिस्प्यूट एक्ट जो है इसके अंदर इसका जो है वो कानूनी प्रावधान से जो है वो कैसे सॉल्यूशन निकाला जा सकता है इसके बारे में इसका डिस्कशन किया गया है. क्या क्या फीचर्स हो सकते हैं? दिस एक्ट विच इज एक्सटेंड्स टू द होल ऑफ द इंडिया इंक्लूडिंग द स्टेट ऑफ द जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, ये पूरे इंडिया और जम्मू एंड कश्मीर के लिए लागू है. It is encouraging the abbreviations over the disputes between the employees and employees. It provides for a setting up of the work committees as a machinery for the mutual consultations between the employers and employees to promote the cordial relationships. So इससे जो है वो एक म्यूचुअल कंसल्टेशन से जो है कैसे इसका किसी भी प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशंस लाया जा सकता है ऐसा यहाँ पे एक प्रावधान दिया गया है. दिस एक्ट इज पेव्ड दी वे फॉर सेटिंग अप द परमानेंट कैंसिलेशंस मशीनरीज एट द वेरियस स्टेज विच इज हैविंग definite time limits for cancellations and the abbreviations. This act is emphasized on compulsory adjudications beside cancellations and the voluntary abbreviations of the industrial disputes. The act which is empower the government to make a references of the disputes to an appropriate authorities, labor courts, industrial tribunals, and a national turbulence which is depending upon the nature of the disputes either on its own and a request of the parties. This right or the right to strike the workers or lockout by the employees has been subjected to the restrictions as a laid down in this act. किसी वजह से ऐसा कोई राइट है, आप स्ट्राइक करते हो, वर्कर स्ट्राइक्स करते हैं, लॉकआउट करते हैं, तो एम्प्लॉयज़ हैज़ बिन सब्जेक्टेड टू द रिस्ट्रिक्शंस, एम्प्लॉय जो है वो एक रिस्ट्रिक्शंस लगा सकता है इस लेड डाउन का एक्ट के थ्रू। द एक्ट विच इज़ प्रोहिबिटेड द स्ट्राइक्स and the lockout which is during the pending of the cancellations and the abbreviation which is proceedings in the public utility service, and it's empower the governments to take the adequate actions। इसके ऊपर जो है ऐसे situations में इसमें गवर्नमेंट जो है वो एम्प्लॉय के ऊपर जाके भी जो है वो स्ट्राइक और ऐसे लॉकडाउन के सिचुएशंस में कुछ एक्शंस ले सकते हैं, ऐसे प्रावधान दिए गए हैं। The terms under the Industrial Dispute Act 1947, which is the appropriate government, which is sections 2A, which is referred to the central government and the state government। यहाँ पे दोनों चीज़ जो है, दोनों गवर्नमेंट जो है इसमें ऐसे डिस्प्यूट में जो है वो अपना काम कर सकते हैं। विच इज़ द एब्रीविएटर्स विच इज़ अ सेक्शन 2A विच इज़ रेफर टू एज एन एम्पायर। ये एक तरीके का जैसा एम्पायर जो है वो गेम में जो रोल प्ले करते हैं, ऐसा आर्बिट्रेटर्स जो है आर्बिट्रेटर्स जो है वो यहाँ पे ऐसा प्ले उनका रोल रहता है। इट मीन्स एनी पर्सन हु इज अपॉइंटेड टू डिटरमाइन द डिफरेंसेस और डिस्प्यूट्स बिटवीन द टू पार्टीज। ऐसा एक व्यक्ति जो दो पार्टीज बीच के जो डिफरेंसेस है उसको सुन के इसका निराकरण कर सके, ऐसा एक आदमी। द वेजेस विच इज अंडर दिस सेक्शंस 2RR, it means all the remunerations which is capable of being expressed in the term of money if the term of employment were it fulfilled, to be payable to the workman in respect of his employments or of work which is done in such employments। Industries is the sections 2I। Industries means any systematic activity which is carried out on by cooperations between an employer and his workman, whether such workmen are employed by such employee directly or by on through any agency which is including a contractors or the productions, supply or distributions, goods or service with a view to satisfy the human wants or wishes with a motive to make or gain a profit, not merely or spiritually or the religious। Next, which is the workman, which is the sections 2S, means any person which is including an apprentice employed in any industries to do any manual, unskilled, skilled, technical, operational, clerical, supervisor work on for hire or rewards, the term of the employment to be expressed the implied, and there should be contractual relationship between the masters and the servants। These are the sections in under the Industrial Dispute Act which is about the 1947। The first section 3 which is discussed about the work committees, how the work committees is act in this conditions, then the cancellations of officers, then the board of councillations, then court of the inquiries, then section 7 which is about the labor codes, section 7A which is about the industrial tribunals, then sections 2B which is about the national tribunals। So like the first which is the workmen committee is about the sections 3 which is discussed about the constituted which is based on appropriate government orders applicable to industrial establishments in which 100 or more workmen are employed on any day in preceding the 12 month। जो भी जिस भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के अंदर 100 से अधिक एम्प्लॉय काम कर रहे हैं और दिन में जो 12 महीने से ज़्यादा वक्त से काम कर रहे हैं, which is consist of the representatives of the employees and the workmen which is engaged in these establishments। The number of workmen with representatives shall not be less than the number of employees representatives। The representative of the workmen are selected in what is their duties about that, to promote the measure of the securing or preserving the amity and the good relationship between the employees and the workmen, to commit upon a matter of their common interest or the concerns। Now the cancellations officer is about the section 4 is said that about the appropriate government by the notifications in the official gazette which is appoints a specific number of the persons as it think to fit to be the cancellations officer. A cancellations officer is maybe appointment for a specified areas or for a specific industries or specific area, either as a permanent or for a limited period. A cancellations officer is shall be deemed to be as a public servant or as a section 21 of Indian Penal Code 1860. Now the next act which is about of the today's lecture which is about the Industrial Employment or a Standing Order Act 1946. तो आज के लेक्चर का जो दूसरा हमें एक्ट जो है वो डिस्कस करना है वो एक्ट है इंडस्ट्रियल एम्प्लॉयमेंट एक्ट और इसको 1946 के अंदर डेवलप किया गया था. तो एम्प्लॉयमेंट के बारे में ही ये एक्ट के अंदर इंफॉर्मेशंस है, सारे लेजिस्लेशंस हैं. इसके अंदर बेसिकली 15 सेक्शंस हैं और ए शेड्यूल विच इज़ अ मॉडल ऑफ द सीनियर ऑफिसर विच इज़ मैटर टू बी इंक्लूड्स. Let's start the discussions over the Industrial Employment Act. We start with the introductions. There was no uniformity in the conditions of the service and workers until this act was brought. इसके पहले जो है किसी तरीके की यूनिफॉर्मिटी नहीं थी किसी सर्विस कंडीशंस के लिए, वर्कर्स के लिए, राइट. द फ्रीक्वेंट causes of the frictions between the managements and the workers in the industrial undertakings in India were mainly. ऐसे फ्रिक्वेंटली केसेस आते रहते थे जहाँ पे जो है वो मैनेजमेंट और वर्कर के बीच जो है ऐसे इंडस्ट्रियल अंडरटेकिंग्स जो है वो हुआ करते थे. ड्यू टू द एब्सेंस ऑफ द क्लियर कट ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट कंडीशन विच इज़ नोन्स टू द वर्कर. ऐसी कोई जो ऐसा प्रावधान जो है वो नहीं था, ऐसी कोई कंडीशंस जो है वो एम्प्लॉयमेंट द्वारा वर्कर को जो नहीं बताई गई थी उसके काम के बारे में, इसीलिए ऐसे जो है वो डिस्प्यूट होते रहते थे. दिस इज वाई द लेबर इन्वेस्टिगेशंस कमिटी 1944-46 इज ऑब्जर्व दैट एन इंडस्ट्रियल वर्कर हैज अ राइट टू नो द टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन विच ही इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू फॉलो. तो ये एक कमिटी थी जिन्होंने एक ऑब्जर्व किया था कि इंडस्ट्रियल वर्कर हैज़ अ राइट, इनके पास एक ऐसा राइट होता है कि वो अपने काम के टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस जो है वो विच ही एक्सपेक्ट टू फॉलो, राइट, जो वो चाहते हैं वो फॉलो कर सके, ऐसे उसको जानने का अधिकार है. एंड कॉन्शियस ऑफ द ओपिनियंस इन द फेवर ऑफ द सेपरेट ए सेंट्रल लॉ विच इज़ मेकिंग इट इज़ ऑब्लिगेटरी ऑन द पार्ट ऑफ द एम्प्लॉयर in the country to frame and enforce which the approval of the government defining the employment conditions etc. This has a various 15 sections and the section for one which is discuss about the scope, objectives and applicabilities of this kind of the laws for the application. Then the definitions, section 3 which is about the precautions of the submissions of the draft the standing orders, section 4 which is about the conditions for the certifications of the standing order, section 5 which is about the procedure of the adaptations, section 6 which is about the appeal, section 7 which is about the date of operations of the standing orders, section 8 which is about the register of the standing orders, section 9 which is about the passing of the SO, section 10 which is about the durations and the modifications of the SO, section 10A which is about the payments and the subsistence allowances, section 11 which is about a certifying officers and the appellate's authority to have and power of the civil courts, section 12 which is about the oral evidence in the contradictions of the standing orders, sections 12E which is about a temporary applications of the model SO, section 30 which is about a penalties and the procedures, section 40 is which is about the power to exempt and 14A of the delegations of the power and 15 about power to make the rules. Let's start with the object what is the objective scopes and applicabilities to minimize the industrial conflicts, जिससे इंडस्ट्रीज के अंदर जो कन्फ्लिक्ट पैदा होते हैं उसको कम किया जा सके, टू फोस्टर दी हार्मोनियस रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द एम्प्लॉयर्स एंड एम्प्लॉयज़, एक अच्छे रिलेशनशिप पैदा किया जा सके, टू रिक्वायर अ workers to define the conditions of the workers, scope and applicabilities. This act to apply the whole of the India. It applies to every industrial establishments where the 100 and more workers are employed, where it is employed or the day of the proceeding, which is the 12 months. 13b act is not only applied to certain industrial establishment to which the provision of the chapter 7 of a Bombay Industrial Regulations Act 1947 or a Madhya Pradesh Industrial Employments Standing Order in 1961 are applicable in the sections 1. The certifying officers, it means a labor commissioners who is appointed by the government for the purpose of certifying the standing orders. Then the appellate authority, it is referred to the authority which is appointed by the government for the purpose of seeing to an appeal which is provided by the employer or any of the workmen's. Then the standing order is the rules which is pertaining to the working of the establishments to the submitting of the employers. Now the procedure, modifications and the appeal within the 6 month from the date on which this act is applicable to an industrial establishments, the employer of an industrial establishment is required to submit to the certifying officer if 5 copies of the draft of the standing orders proposed to be adopted by him in his industrial establishments, together with a prescribed particular of a workman employed and a name of the trade union, if any, to which is where he belongs. On a receipt of the draft of the certifying officer shall forwards copy therefore to a trade unions, if any, of the workmen or to a workman which is requiring the objections, if any, which is to be the workman may desire to make to draft a standing order to be submitted by him within the 15 days of the receipt of the notice. Then a certifying officer shall decide whether or not any modifications or additions to the draft is necessary to reader it and certifying under the act, and shall be an order is in the writing. A certifying officer shall thereupon certify the draft of the standing order and shall be sent by the 7 days copies of the certifying standing orders to the employer, to the trade unions or representatives of the workmen's. Appeal: an employer, workman, trade union can make an appeal within the 13 days for the appellate authority whose decision shall be final. The appellate authority shall within the 7 days of its orders and send the copies of the certifying officers to the employers and to the trade unions copies of the standing order as certified by it and authorized or authentications in the prescribed manners. The appellate authority has no power to set off the sides in order to certifying officer. It can confirm or empt the standing orders. The date of operations of the standing orders. The standing orders will, unless an appeal is to be performed, come into the operations on the expiries of the 30 days from the date on which the authenticated copies of the same are sent, or where the appeal is to be preferred on the expiry of the 7 days of the date from which the authority are sent. Then this is not needed for this standing committees who may apply for that modifications, and employers or the workmen may apply for certifying officials to have a standing orders to modified. Such an applications are accompanied by the 5 copies of the modification of the proposed by the main. Sections 10A is discussed about at the rate of the 50% of the wages which is the workman was the entitled to immediately preceding the date of the suspensions of the first 19 days of the suspensions, and at the rate of the 75 percentage of the such wages for remaining period of the suspensions if the delays in the completions of the disciplinary proceedings against such workmen is not directly attributed to the conduct of such workmen. So, section 80, which is about the civil code, so for the power of the civil code, which is receiving the evidence, administrating the oath, enforcing the attendance to the witness, and complying the discoveries of the productions of the document, it shall be deemed to be the civil code. Section 12, which is the oral evidence in the contradictory of the standing order. Sections 12, which is about the 12A, which is about the temporary applications of the SOs. Section 30, which is about the penalties and procedure. Section 40s, which is about the power of accidents and the delegations of the powers. And sections 15, which is about power to make the rules. So the first, some of the rules are prescribed the additional matters which is to be included in the schedules, and the procedures to be followed in modifying a standing orders are certified under this act in accordance with the such conditions, set out a model standing orders for the purpose of this act, prescribe the procedure of certifying officers and appellate authorities, prescribe a fee which may be charged for the copies of the standing orders which is enters to the registers of the standing orders, and provide for any other matters which to be may be prescribed. So this is all about this act, which is the Industrial Employment Act. If you have any kind of the questions, doubt, you can ask me in the comment sections. After watching this video, you have to write down your enrollment number into the comment sections. This is all about the today's lecture. Thank you so much for watching this video.